Alright, guys, well, we're here yet again, and we are finally going to be talking about your friendly neighborhood Spider Man, the Disney Plus series new animation of Spider Man. So, originally, when this got announced, I didn't know how to feel about it. Then I started seeing pictures, and I started seeing the trailer and the pictures and everything. So I was like, I'm gonna try to give this a shot. Then other things started coming out, and I'm like, okay, let me at least have let me take a peek at this. So I did watch the first two episodes, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a review. Then I was like, no, I'm gonna wait, and I wanted to go through one all the way to five now. So you guys can watch all five episodes of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus. All five episodes are on there. They're about 30 minutes long, and from everything that I'm seeing right now, I feel like what they initially did was they took a lot of the inspiration from the comics or the old school comics from in the 80s and 90s, and then they mixed it with a little bit of the current MCU Spider-Man and Tom Holland. So we still have the young May, who is raising a very young Peter Parker. He is about ready to start high school. He is a big genius. He hasn't gotten his powers yet, and how he gets his powers is he's about ready to attend school, and a fight breaks out between Doctor Strange and a alternate version of Venom, and a spider comes out and then bites Peter. He then months go by, he gets his powers. We see him with the homemade suit, and he gets discovered by Norman Osborn, who wants him to start as a at a job for him. And he later finds out that, of course, Peter is Spider-Man, and Peter trying to handle from school to this new job and his powers. He's going through everything that we would see from the movies to the shows back in the ones I grew up on, especially in the 90s one or the Unlimited or among many others. But what's really cool is we get to see former villains in here, or villains that will become villains in here, and there are things that are brought up into this show, such as Civil War, and even what happened with Age of Ultron, or when Loki attacked, or other things. We even get to see Doctor Octopus in here. We get to see Matt Gargan, aka Scorpion, before he becomes Scorpion. We see possibly the Rhino, because there's these Russian mercs that are trying to get this technology, and they were trying to give it originally to, I think, Dr. Otto Octavius, and these ones that run into Peter. So almost in every episode, he's having to fight these different ones, and he's also trying to impress this crush that's dating this other guy that we don't really know who he is. And in all honesty, it's kind of funny how they really show who he is for the character Lonnie, who's this upcoming big football star, and his brother was in trouble with this one gang. He's like, no, I'm gonna take your place, and he's trying to balance between being in a gang to keep his brother safe and his family safe and still be a high school student. And then when he saves this boss, he gets the name Tombstone. So it took me a minute to realize that that was actually Lonnie, the Lonnie that becomes Tombstone. Now, again, I like the Tombstone character. I like the version that we got in the 90s for the anime series where Robbie was friends with Tombstone as a kid, and that's how he became Tombstone, because of an accident, and how he got his powers, and how he, just got very, into crime. So I like that version. This version ain't really bad. It was just like, okay, before I kind of realized, because again I forgot about the name of Tombstone. I'm like, why is this character so important? And maybe because they're already showing how Lonnie and Peter are slowly becoming friends, because Lonnie's dating Peter's crush, and also how he's just a nice guy. He, just a popular dude. And I'm like, what is the meaning of this? And we also have another friend of Peter by the name of Nico, and she kind of reminds me of what's his name in the Tom Holland version. And I just really, like, it wouldn't shock me if they try to pair these two up, and also try to have Peter try to, supposedly get with his crush if things don't work out between her and Lonnie, and he's gonna be conflicted because, oh, Lonnie's a nice guy and all these things. But we even see where Peter, when he gets confronted by Norman, where he says, "Hey, I'm not going to tell anyone. I want to help." And when he starts helping him, he gives him a bunch of different suits, and it doesn't work. And then he finally realizes, "Oh, hey, well, why don't I just do this? Why don't I just give you this suit because you're Spider-Man. Um you're not this." Like he gives him like a cape, and then he gives him another one where he can fight like a firefly, and then another one with just like a plain black suit, and just none of them work. So it's kind of trying to find his footing. This other suit seems to be doing very well, but it just seems to be too white for him, and he may be changing it to the classic red and blue. We may see that very soon, but we do see him where even Harry gets involved in this, and Harry is not the Harry we know. Again, there was a race change for not only him and Norman, and there has been an issue on that. I'm just at the point right now where it just doesn't shock me with them wanting to change the characters. And Harry, to me, he's being a rich kid slash just wants to be a part of something, and he just seems he wants to be a part of the Spider-Man team, and he just gets really quickly involved in this. And we even see where Harry comes up with the idea of, "Oh, hey, why don't you just change the collars?" And again, it's not abnormal to see Peter work with Norman, because again, in the comics there has been times when Norman has helped Peter, and he does turn Green Goblin, but then he turns good again. So there has been times when Norman has been an ally to Peter rather than just becoming the Green Goblin we all know. But overall, from the animation, it's got that Archer kind of vibe. It's got that kind of classic, comic book feel to it. I don't mind it, but is this my favorite, I would say, version of Spider-Man? No, this is not the 616 Spider-Man. This is a different version of Spider-Man. I think they just included a lot of different things from the MCU, and the way the spider looked that bit him, it wasn't, to me, it didn't look like the normal spider that we know from the comics, from the shows, from the movies, that normally bites Peter Parker and then makes him Spider-Man. But I think they just really gave a lot of different things in here, of once again with race change, not bringing in Mary Jane, and bringing in characters that I personally don't remember. I'm not sure if Nico has been a part of the MCU at any point in time, or Peter's crush, or seeing a female version of Dr. Connors. And it's just all these things where they keep trying to change it, and it's like, if it's an alternate version, I don't care as much. But if it was the main version of Spider-Man, then I would care. But I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just there. I prefer, the best version, in my opinion, of Spider-Man is going to be the 90s version of Spider-Man that I grew up watching, and what really made me a Spider-Man fan. And growing up reading the comics, playing the games, wanting to watch the movies, wanting to, this and that, and then Spider-Man Unlimited, and then all the other Spider-Man series after that. It just, I don't know. It just, does this go up to the other Spider-Man shows that we know of, and has already been the predecessors until this one? The only other thing I can say of a positive note is the Spider-Man intro for this. It goes to the old school of, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, but then it changes into like a hip hop type of upbeat type of feel. And I don't mind it, because again, I like music like that, and it makes it kind of current. It makes it very upbeat, to where again, a kid's gonna be, someone's just gonna be bumping out to it. But again, I don't mind that. I like the intro. I think the intro is cool. Showing the comics every time, or the comic cover every time there's a new episode, I do like that as well. But overall, this series I'm kind of in the middle. I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's just I would do things a little bit differently, in my opinion. That's just me personally. But overall, what do you guys think of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for the first 5 episodes? If you have seen the first 5 episodes, I will say this: is it a must see? No, I would say wait till the remainder of the episodes come out, then you can binge watch it. There are other things out there that you can watch that you may enjoy more than this, but that's just my own personal opinion. What do you guys think about it? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you as always on the next one.